links. Paste the links. Okay. I suppose I should link the Twitch one too. It's kind of getting buried. Hey, Waffles. Elbasir, how you doing? Charzanico, it's good to see you. I need to just jump right into this. There's a lot of stuff to test. We're going to do the old find the bugs and squash them as quickly as you can. Also, everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming. I'm joined with T, and she's here too, but she's going to be hopping in and out, taking care of baby, falling asleep, and all that other stuff.
Nuh-uh, I never do that.
Yeah. So this is the playthrough that I started before I went to my cancer treatment, and I'm back from that. We had a little bit of a rough time, but like everything worked out, and we're all good. Everybody's fine. T caught a little bit of an infection, but she's on some antibiotics now, and seems to be feeling better than she did in the past couple days, so that's good. For those who are not on the Discord, links in the description, by the way, I've posted an ultrasound picture, and the cancer is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So it continues to look good. I've got to remake this spray. I need to remake this guy's spray. He's got a very stretched head, this merchant. Maybe I should do that now. Okay, let's do that real quick. Let's get Photoshop going here. This is the shopkeeper. The Turax lighting really is nice. I notice it more and more. Okay, for some reason it loaded up over there. Let's just open this guy and see if we can fix his stretchiness. This is the characters. Maybe I change the view to like extra large icons. Yeah, that's better. I don't remember what I used for him. You know what? It was probably one of these. Yeah, it's one of these. So let's open this, people. I need to put on my grid. Okay. Zoom in a little bit. And I should get them all, but I'm just going to grab like this. And then I'm going to free transform this and lock the proportions and bring this down to 75%. Actually, I'm going to manually enter that 75%. Hopefully didn't mess up old man's beard. Okay, that looks terrible. So let's undo that. Huh. Lock proportions. Bring this down to 75%. I mean, oh, okay, we just need to also move it down. So let's move it down. And then hit OK. That looks better. I don't know, is that going to work? I think that'll work. They don't need to be so stretchy-headed, right? So let's do the same thing right here. Let's take this go down to the bottom of their head, free transform, lock the proportions, and then select 75%. Oh, no. Let's select this so it knows that I'm just looking for height, and then we put in 75% here. And then I think that one's already aligned. Let's have a look. There is one little line I see, but I'm going to accept it as good enough. So we've got many of these to do that too. Do the same thing here. The process is pretty easy. Highlight what you want, free transform it, lock the proportions, give it the dimension you want, and then specifically put in the percentage you're looking for. Sometimes you also have to move it. You may need to toggle on snap to grid if you want to be perfectly lined up. One more. And free transform. And do I have to move this one down? That looks better. They don't look like they have a super stretched out head. You know, I might as well do this entire PNG while I'm at it. Free transform, lock that, bring this down to 75%. Bring that down, hit OK. Much better. Continue this process. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys feeling? What are you guys listening to? This is going to be a weird one because these guys are not aligned properly. I'll have to do it like this. See, like right here, I need to turn off snap. Let's turn off the snap. It's much easier with snap, but sometimes you can't. Oh, this guy's already had his head shrunk a little bit. I'm just going to manually do this one a bit. Like so. Okay. And then I'll turn snap back on. The Great Green King Boo says, to be honest, I'd keep it for comedic effect. Hey Zaradek, how you doing? How are you feeling today? Eblisir is listening to Zelda. Good choice. Yeah, that's why I did it separately, the Great King Boo, instead of as for the whole row. It takes more work, but I think this one will work. No, I have to do like this one, this chick, this chibi girl, separately. Let me step backwards. kind of meticulous. You can see why I didn't do it yet. It takes a while. But, I mean, it's worth it. Wait, that won't work. That looks so funny. No, turn off snap. What is it? Hold up. Shift, control, and. Turn off snap. Oh my god, turn off snap. It's not letting me turn off snap. That's fine. We'll leave like that. I don't think it lets me do that with the hotkey there. I'd have to just manually do it. Okay. That looks better. Let's just save it, overwrite it. people1.png. So now, I don't think it'll update immediately, but I'm going to go out and go back in to see if it updated it. Nope, it's already loaded into the memory of the game. I wonder though, if I were to, like, let's save the game and restart it or something. Restart the playtest. Will it update, or is it like still in memory? I think by reloading the executable, it should be different. Yeah, there it is. He doesn't look... He doesn't have a huge stretched out head. He looks kind of small though. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they're undergoing a different process compared to the majority of the characters, so they still look different. The default ones. What I should do is just make a custom one and put a custom one in here. But he's been changed. I'm going to leave it like that for now. If it bothers me later, then I'll just make a custom one and stretch it so that it's more kind of in line. Zeradek, I just wanted to point out, since I heard you talking about it last VOD, the reason Dex is a valid Scrabble word is because it's not just as short for dexterity, right? It wouldn't be valid if it was just meaning dexterity. Dex is a word describing factors of 10, so 1 dex bigger is the same as 10 times bigger, which I was unaware of, but I was certainly happy that it got me those points, because X is like worth 8 points or something. I think it was on a double word, double point, double word points, something, tile. So yeah, it paid off. ZL says it's been a long time. I mean, technically it was about 6 days since the last stream, but it felt longer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else, you know. I wanted to stream yesterday, but we couldn't. I was about to stream. I was about to go live, and then T had to go somewhere, and then I can't stream while I'm watching a baby. wait, I don't, where am I at in the story? I have these three. I just got the Iber route. I have to go back to the castle now. Another one is this guy. The problem with these a lot of these is you can't get something like these guys, like, you know, the guards. You can't make something like these guys with the random generator. It doesn't have the stuff you need for it to do it. Like, it doesn't have armor, like helmet. Oh yeah, I could play this with a controller. Yeah, boy. It's kind of a long cutscene here, but it's a big story point. At least it's not just show text in one spot. It has a lot of stuff going on. Movement and teleporting the party and new characters introduced halfway through, and it's not too long. To take it easy on the player, I fast track. After the cutscene, you don't have to walk back through the castle. So we're playing through looking for bugs. Obviously, there's going to be some things that I just kind of accept. As long as they're not too distracting or game breaking. Or balance, like we're looking for things that are exploits and where you need to change the walls and whatnot. Or if I don't have a face or the name is missing or something. Playing through, I found a ton of things to fix. So this time, we'll go through and do some of, show off the new mining system and the changes I made to the mining system. frozen chain vest. Hey. Got some more tokens. Ah. Spectral Cloak of Discipline. Somebody asked me how to make a repel attract system, which I think I've covered before, but I made a custom one for this game and made the... It was a pretty simple system. I think I'll go through and maybe make a little tutorial of it at some point. Let's get some books. I reduced the price on these books. Mithril weapons, obsidian weapons, adamantium weapons, bronze armors, armors. So you can just get all those books. Alchemy guide, why not, right? Lapidary arts. This doesn't do anything yet. I mean, it works. You can convert gems, but there's no point in converting gems. Converting gems to higher grade gems doesn't do anything for you because you just sell the gems anyway. So it's like and I made it so that the prices are equal, so you don't make a profit raising the quality of your gems. You break even, like exactly. So there's no point in it unless, for some reason, you know what I could do is make them crafting ingredients for something. Might do that. So I started with one pickaxe. This is the second, third, and fourth. And that'll do. We'll buy a couple of these juices because I like the regen that it gives. We got 20 of them. That seems to be like plenty. Alright. So you can auto-optimize. If I press M, it's just going to put on everyone's weapon. I'm sorry, not weapon, pickaxe. So using Antfly's weapon unleash plugin, I'm doing an attack replace so that their main attack is a mining skill. And every time you try to mine, you're getting skill. This is the hardest ore inside of this first cave, so I'm going straight for the hardest because, I mean, there's really no reason not to. I kind of feel like the bronze and iron stuff is, at this point, already obsolete, but you could just get a bunch of it very quick. The battles would be super fast, and you'd be skilling up off it anyway. So if you wanted to upgrade some gear, you could, but most people probably will skip the bronze and the iron and just go for the silver, especially now that it's easier to do. I've added Weapon Unleash as well to their weapon replace, so I think it's like 4%. There it is, Shatter Strike. It does increase damage, and it also adds a state, I forgot what it's called, Crumble, I think it's called Crumble, and it causes them to take more damage from mining sources. So when you get that, you get that Weapon Unleashes a chance the state lands, which means all the regular mining operations also, it just speeds it up a whole lot, and it makes it so that things that you would normally not be able to mine, you can actually mine if you get lucky, or if you just are persistent enough, because your skills are going to go up eventually. So the more you mine, the faster, the stronger you're going to get at mining. And it's a variable. You can check it in the status. This is the Antfly's status core. So you can see right here, the mining skill, it starts at 1, but it's already up to 37. I believe that I've made it 75% chance. Originally it was guaranteed. Every time you use it, it goes up. And then I was like, well, let's make a little bit of variance to it. Give it a 75% chance. Just because I wanted to see if I could do that, and obviously you can do that. So I made that as a possibility, partly like a tutorial on how to make a mining system. It was, back in the day, it was a really highly requested system. Like, people wanted like fishing, mining, logging, crafting type of gathering systems. And it was a really, really high demand, high requested thing. And it wasn't just me. I think Yanfly told me too. He's like, he mentioned something on the video saying like, I'm glad you made this. This was an interesting take, especially because Akashic's just put out some those battlers, and so I don't think they were expecting them to be used in this way. But it kind of just like scratched an itch that was out there, and it's I still like it to this day. I think it's a cool mining system. And I've made it so you get variable amounts of ore. And it goes up in rank. You see the first three here. You've got bronze, then iron, then... I know bronze is an alloy, and you make it with tin and, copper or something, but whatever. It's a game, right? I have, like, several made-up metals. And I think someone mentioned that, and then somebody else was like, actually, and then they posted a wiki link where you can find, like, a bronze-like ore. This is not your average everyday mining. This is advanced mining. You do have to do quite a few things to get this to work perfectly and set it up just right. It's not hard. It's just you need to make sure that you can't just use your swords on it, right? So you have to make your own element type and make it the enemies resistant, 100% resistant to all types except for the mining type. And then you only allow mining type for the pickaxes that you make for it. So I think I'll get this one last silver ore and see what we have and get everybody some silver weapons. Why is there a note balloon in the top left corner, Dr. Vile? That is Sound Cypher's plugin. It's the Battle Speed Up plugin. And I know it's called Battle Speed Up, but I think it speeds up everything. It'll speed up cutscenes, animations. The only thing it doesn't actually speed up are the music and sound effects from cutscenes and stuff. So if normally I'd have to hold enter for this speed. Watch, I'll turn it off and see if you notice the difference in speed. The animations play slower, and you don't always want it on, but you can toggle it on or off. And if it's you see how it's off right now, the speed of the battle is quite a bit slower, and that's fine for normal battles and stuff. But like when you're grinding something and you want to level up really quickly, you turn it on and it just speeds everything up. And there are other plugins out there like that, and the most recent ones do the same thing, but they have a cost. And Sound Cypher offers his for free. The plugin's in Japanese, but it's free to use. Let's see what we have. We go to synthesis and craft some silver ingots. We have enough to make 10 ingots using 30 of the ore that we found, smashing those things. Okay, let's craft some weapons. Let's make a silver sword. Let's make a silver... I think he already has a silver gun. Let's make the silver katana. Silver rod and silver... I guess we're probably going to use Olgwen instead of... We're going to use Lydia and Olgwen instead of Tiana. So we don't need those yet. We don't need... And then, of course, we don't have that, or we don't have the cloth. So we don't need to make those other things. So we'll use the rest to make armor. Let's make a silver helmet. And what we could do is just press the equal sign, and it takes our pickaxes off, and it puts on our weapons and best gear. cool. I kind of want to put the Cloak of Discipline on our healer, which we're going to use for Lydia. She doesn't need to be protected against blind, so let's put this on our healer and put the blind protection on Driftwood here. Yeah, we don't want him to get blinded. This is some willpower and vitality, but blind resist is good. And then we can put this on our tank. Extra evasion and stuff. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Silver, 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 silver. So, and then she's still using Starshine, which is a rare drop. So this is a good one. Excellent. So what about for other armors? I can make 1 helmet, 2, 3. 3 more silver helmets would be good. In fact, just 2 more, because I'm not using one of those party members. So let's make 2 more silver helmets, which would take 3 ingots each. So we need 6 ingots. Oh, I forgot to. If you press M, it will automatically put on all the pickaxes again, because if you try to hit the ore with your weapons, it'll do no damage. So I made that a lot simpler. Okay, so we needed 6 ingots. That's 18 ore. We get multiple ore for each of these things. Another thing is I added the mining category, where we can use 100 LP for. I have to take this. I'll be right back. Sorry. Hello. Hello. Oh gosh. Son of a gun. Guys, doesn't it suck when you're expecting like a semi or a kind of important call, and then you get called by a bot? It's so annoying. This is concerning your car's lease something something. Like, oh yeah, what car am I driving? I'm so sick of bots calling me all the time. Am I the only one who just gets so frustrated with constantly, like every day, I'll have a bot calling me. This is about your credit card. Oh really, my credit card? My credit card. What credit card? No company is going to call you and say, this is about your credit card. This is like some Indian call center. It could be anywhere, but let's be honest, it's probably from India. It's an Indian call center, and they're just trying to scam you out of your information, out of anything they can, and it's just so frustrating. I watched this one guy, his name is Kit Boga, and he calls these scam companies and he trolls them, and it's just hilarious because he wastes their time. It's highly entertaining. He completely wastes their time, and some of them just flip out because they'll like have him hook, line, and sinker, and they think they're going to get their Google Play card, or they think they're about to get paid out, and all he really does is waste like 3 hours of their time, and some of them are like really, really mean, awful people. And you can tell by the way how willing they are to just like, he'll pretend to be that he's underage, and they're trying to trick this kid to like steal his parents' credit card to go buy Google Play cards for whatever reason or another. And there's just some vile people out there. So yeah, anyway. I hope there's some regulation that gets passed that really stops this. At least cuts it back a lot, because it's highly frustrating. I got called by a bot in the middle of the stream, and I thought it was, something else.
Mhm. That's fun.
It's fun. I was like, oh, excuse me, I gotta take this. And then this is about your car's lease. It's the same recording from like a week ago.
Mhm.
How's baby?
She's tired.
She's sleeping now?
She's gonna go sleepy.
Oh my goodness. We might have enough to make all of our silver gear now. Let's go to our synthesis and craft some items. What do we got? Yep, we got enough. That's enough for 3. Let's make 1, 2, 3 silver helmets. Gloves, boots, shield. What else are we missing? Hands. One hand. One hand, a couple shields. We could go mining more, but we don't need to. I'm just going to optimize everyone's equipment and say we're good. We good now. We're going to continue on. The other good thing about crafting, like mining for ore, is you get JP. So you can go to your skills and enhance your stats and whatnot. Let's give our tourists some more HP. Lots of HP. Enhance stats. Let's give our hitter some more strength, some more speed, and some more HP. More strength. Okay. Let's go with her. She's going to get more... she doesn't really need too much more MP. I think speed would be good so she can go quicker. So let's go. HP is good for everybody. Everybody needs HP. TP mode. MP is great for Tiana though, so we'll go with HP and MP. For her. Cool. Let's save our progress in case I encounter any bugs. Let's continue on to the next part of the story. Get a little recovery here. I've upped the encounter rate slightly. Let's see if it's too grindy now. It still feels a little forgiving and lenient and like there's not much to it. You should be able to get into an encounter there. Also, oh yeah, that's a annoying thing I have. Let me fix that transfer. You can fix that transfer really quickly. So from the inside of here, let's change where this transfer goes so that it puts you down one more. Yeah. And same thing with this one. Put you down one more. I think that would be better. Because there's something in here. Yeah. See, there's not too many fights in here. It should, even though I upped the encounter rate, we're just kind of like walking past this whole thing like nothing. I didn't want to up it a ton, right? I wanted to just slightly increase it until it felt right. So I'll have to go through and increase the encounter rate a little bit more. It gets more grindy as you get closer to the boss area. But maybe I should just kind of make it a steady increase from this place as soon as you enter. See, that felt right, but originally it felt like too much. I went through and increased, or decreased the HP on the enemies to make battles a little bit faster. But it felt like too much of a cakewalk. Of course, my guys are... This isn't a speed run. This is your casual play where you mess around with all the systems. You go for most of the treasure chests. You don't run from fights typically. So it should be slightly easy. I want to add more secret stuff in this area, but I'm just not sure what would fit, and like I don't want to put too much time and effort into it because the player can just walk right past it and it's never seen. There's a few things. That aqua shot. He ran across the screen to do aqua shot since I changed it. I remember we updated the shot moves, didn't we? Why did the why did the skeleton, when using the aqua shot, attack as though it was a physical weapon? Huh. We could get some mithril while we're here. But we also have obsidian here, so if we're going to be doing some mining, why don't we just go straight to the obsidian? So it looks right now when Olgwyn does it, but when the enemies do it, it doesn't. It looks like it's a physical attack. So we fixed it on one end, but then we also introduced, by making the action sequence for it, we introduced it. The enemies aren't using the action sequence correctly. I see what I do that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get this raw diamond, and then I can press M and mine this if I want to. Let's go ahead and mine it. I like the new mining system. It's so much better. You just got to remember to press the equal sign and the M button in between combat. You don't have to go into the menus and change all your weapons anymore. So much better. Stone skin. Let's see if this. I'll just wait on it. I think I already tested it though. Hey, Silver Starlight, how are you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, let's just go for the obsidian. Oh yeah, let's do this. I think we might get an encounter. I'm gonna get this. Let me get up over here. I could turn on the rappel and then just mine with the rappel on. I also made a mining kit which cost 10,000 money, but I call it DG coins. But and what that does is it acts as an accessory that makes all of your attacks, your basic attacks, do mining damage. So, I mean it's kind of interesting. The downside to doing that is you don't get skill for attacking with your basic attack. So with your mining kit, you can mine with your basic attacks and stuff, and it'll go up with your strength and everything. But the variable in the damage formula doesn't increase. It only increases when you use mine itself, like when you use this mine weapon attack replace. Silver Starlight, you're doing good. You lost your job. Oh, that sucks. Well, I mean, game-wise, I'm in a slump. Sorry to hear that, Silver. I hope things straighten up and straighten out and smooth over for you soon. Well, you'll probably have some more free time, though, right? Game-wise, you're in a slump. What do you mean by that? Are you like lacking inspiration? Are you? What's your situation? So the mining kit gets more powerful as your mining skill increases? Yes, because... No, wait. The mining kit doesn't... The mining kit is the accessory we're not using the mining kit right now. It's in the game, but you have to pay 10,000 for it. And what the mining kit does is it lets all of your basic attacks, and I'm not sure if I made it. I think it's just your basic attacks. Might also work for some physical skills. It turns them into mining damage, which means you can like use your sword on the ore to deal damage to it. But it does not raise your skill, and it does not raise your damage. It takes the mining skill into account. So if you've mined a lot and then you put on the kit, it's going to use all the bonuses you've got from mining with a pickaxe. But you only increase your pickaxe skill when using pickaxes. So like right now, all of my mining skills are getting up. So it looks like I'm struggling with this fight, but all of my hits are increasing my mining level. So eventually, this fight, will overtake it. So if your mining skill is level 99, your mining hit still 9999. I mean, that's the idea, but no, it doesn't necessarily work like that because all of these things, all of the ore have a defense stat, and armor scaling comes into play, and it's a damage formula that also the skill caps at I think 1,000. So let's go to status and see where we're at right now. So we're at 149. And we've been doing quite a bit of mining. Let's just put our weapons and stuff back on in case we get into an encounter, which we did. So we can fight this. Let's stone skin Arturus and have Arturus provoke. Let's do an aqua shot here. Bam, weak to water. We'll do a provoke here. Lacking inspiration and where to go with my game systems, like mining, harvesting, and quests, I have the hardest time trying to use the Yanfly quest journal. You don't necessarily have to use Yanfly's quest journal. If one plugin is giving you too much trouble, maybe it's better for the project to just remove it. And that one's not an easy one. That was not an easy one, so I mean I can see why you'd struggle with it. Most of Yanfly's plugins are super easy plug and play, but some of them actually take a lot of reading and trial and error and like watching tutorials just to get right. I adjusted the escape so you can run away now on the first try almost every time. So if you have a problem where you're dying too much, you can get away. You might get hit a couple times before you run, but like you'll run away on the first try most of the time. Travis Newcomb, it's going well. What about you, dude? How are you doing? Ooh, we got some unidentified ore. This is a rare drop with most of the ore can drop this. I think starting at silver even, but it's a higher chance to drop it as you get as you fight higher ore things. But this gives you a random ore, and it could give you like even the best of. So like, if you were to grind enough, you could have like the driftite and other stuff. Deozite, I forgot all the names. Deozite, nebusite, because I don't use them that often. You never get there in this game. You don't get there. I think the armor. I've only got the books available up to adamantium here, but if for items, here we go. The tiers are bronze, iron, silver, and by the time you get to the crafting system, silver is like par, so these are like subpar. These are like beginning and earlier. Then mithril, obsidian. Right at this point, you're getting these two types of ores. And as you climb the ore ladder, it requires more ore to make an ingot. As you can see here, there's 3 for these guys, and then it takes 4 for the next 3, 5 for the next 3, then 6 for the next 3, and then the last one takes 6 ore to make an ingot. The unidentified ore reminds me of the mud geode from Stardew Valley. There's a chance you'd get the ultimate ore or even a friggin' dinosaur egg. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like those, there's frozen geodes. No, is it magma geodes? And the omni geodes can have electrum in it. Stardew Valley is such a good game. But yeah, you can get any of these right here. Unfortunately, at this point, even if I had a bunch of like coral or espergite or aegisite or driftite or deosite, nebisite, I don't have the books to craft the weapons and armor for it yet. But you do have access to those once you beat the dragon. Pretty soon here, you'll have access to those. But what I want to do is get obsidian pickaxes. So I would have to do a lot more mining. I don't think I have to at this point. Like, I can continue on. But you can upgrade your pickaxes to increase the chance to trigger the Shatter Strike and also the actual damage that the thing does. Like, it just hits harder when you upgrade them. I'm not going to go around here grinding all of the ingots, though. What I will do is do a safety save right here. Actually, I want to use an enchantment, so let's go to items, weapons, and the silver's who's going to be doing the silver gun, maybe? No, the silver katana. Let's enchant the silver katana with a drowning enchant. Actually, we have another one of those, and the silver gun with the drowning enchant. So they also deal water damage now, and the importance of that. Do I have any other enchants? I have fire resistance. Yeah. Let's put fire resistance on the frozen chainmail. It already has ice resistance, but let's put fire resistance. Bang. Heck yeah. And then, what else is good here? The Ring of Protection. You can put an enchantment on the Ring of Protection. Let's put earth resistance on the Ring of Protection, because why not? There we go. Now we'll save it. And let's face the Sanjuine Dragon. How many JP do you give for each monster, and how much does it cost to learn each skill? I think it is difficult to decide these things. Yeah, it takes a little trial and error, and just playing through your game a bunch of times, and it doesn't feel like you learn all your skills too fast, then make it so that you get less per hit and less per kill. If it feels like you get through the storyline and you've only learned like 1 or 2 of your 10 skills, then award more or reduce the cost. It's a balancing act, and you're not immediately going to get it right the first time. Oh, you know what I messed up on? I forgot to put on my actual gear. I'm using my pickaxes, but luckily you can change this in combat. So put his sword on. Doesn't take your turn to do that, so that's good. Let's start with a quick strike, give us a strength boost. Bang, 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 bang. I'll have to do that for all of them, not a big deal though. And have him keep the damage up. Olgwyn is your main damage dealer now. Look at that, crit for 4,700. Because he's doing water damage with that attack anyway. This is a good one, a good skill, Stone Skin, that Lydia gets around the time that you get into this fight. Put on offensive stance. Just keep everybody stone skinned. I should probably make stone skin require TP. It's just too strong. She just can spam it, and that's not what I want. So let's make stone skin a little bit less accessible. Oh yeah, I know. Here's the secret. You click on here, you press Control F, and you type in what you're looking for, and it'll go find it. Sweetness. Okay, instead of 25 MP, we're gonna make it cost 30 TP. Maybe more than that. Let's do 40 TP. 1,000 damage for up to 10 turns. It reduces physical damage taken as well. 50 TP. Yeah, it's really good. It's just super good. Okay, so we changed that one around a bit. What's the number next to the weapons when you switch weapons? Durability or weapon experience? No, durability systems suck in my opinion. It is the number of enchantments I put on it. Remember when I was putting fire resistance on my frozen armor and my ring of protection, and putting the drowning enchantment on the weapons? That's the plus number is to show how many times it's been enchanted, and you can increase that, but you have to be smart about it because certain items only have a certain number of enchantments, like they start with 1. So you have to, for that first enchantment, use a malleable enchantment. So the enchantment is you put the first enchantment, it has room for 1, right? You put that one on it, and then it gives you that enchantment space back and another one. So you put the first enchantment, and all that does is open it up to have 2 enchantments. Of course, and you can do that as many times as you want, but they're 3,000 a pop. So if you want your item to have an additional enchantment, you have to have not already enchanted it and closed all the open slots, because once it's already 1 out of 1 closed, it won't accept the malleable one, so you kind of have to have a little foresight with it. Hey Cassie, Karyn, how you doing? So you start off with 1 slot, you use a malleable enchantment, that gives you 2 slots, and then you can use like a fire, whatever, like fire resistance enchantment, and then another malleable, and that gives you 2 more. And then you use like a water damage, and then you use another malleable. And then you use like whatever you want to add and another malleable. So it's like you have to pay 3,000 for every additional enchantment you want on it, basically. And you have to open that enchantment before you close it with something, or that'll be the end of it. So yeah, we've determined Stone Skin is OP. So wait, one more thing I missed though. Somebody said something cool about Dispel. Ahmed said, hear me out, have the dragon breathe acid that dispels Stone Skin and reduces defense. I like that idea, Ahmed. But instead of making them dispel, I just reduced the availability of using it by making it cost 50 TP instead of 25 MP. Disintegrate. Let's do a Athelas tonic. Dragon hit's pretty weak. His spells are where he does most of his damage. I feel like I should increase his strength a little bit. I don't know if I can paralyze him, but I'm going to try. Am I out of tonics? No. That's weird. Something's bugged with my skills cost items plugin, because it's showing it costs 0 for these things. I gotta look at this. I didn't notice this. That could be a problem. So she's got really, really strong moves. I need to reduce the strength of that one, really. I keep wanting to not do that because I like the strength of it, but it's just, you gotta have some sort of balance, right? So let me go to the top and type in Control F, Athelas, tonic. So skills cost items, item cost 1 tonic, 1 Athelas. It's obviously working, it shows it. What's going on that's causing her to have 0 cost? Also, the paralysis powder also should take a tonic to make it. Well, it's a powder, right? So since it's a powder, it doesn't need a tonic, and I get that. I see why I did that, but the icon looks like a potion. So let me change this to be a powder real quick. Something that looks more like a powder. Here we go. That looks more appropriate for that. Maybe I have something on her that's causing the reduce in the price. Let me look at her equipment. Oh yeah, I'm using an accessory, a bag of endless tonic. It reduces the cost of all your mixed recipes by 1 tonic. So with this accessory on, which I got from an unidentified item that I identified and found out that's what it was. So now, when she wears this, it only consumes one of the other item. It doesn't take the tonic. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can put the dragon to sleep. Go to sleep, dragon. Oh, we did it. The dragon's asleep. I think if I hit it, it'll wake it up, though. Oh, well. Shatter Strike? What? What? Is that a weapon unleash? How did he get a Shatter Strike in there? And did that actually do damage? Oh, okay, wait. She still has... she still has a pickaxe on. She should be hitting with this enchanted Firestorm Stiletto. You see, I did that with this one. You see how it's got a +2? I started off by putting a malleable enchantment on it, which gave it a +1, and that opened up another slot. So, well, 2 slots. And then I put what did I put on it? A blinding strike on it. Yeah, you can see by the passive state right here. Blind. So now when she hits, she has a chance to blind the dragon. She did 0 damage with it. Oh, because it deals fire damage, the Firestorm. And this thing is like super resistant. It's like 99% resistant to fire. So that did 0. And we got it. Easy fight. A funny effect is when facing a dragon, the dragon can use fear to force one of the party members to temporarily flee from the combat and maybe return after some turns after they get courage. That's really good. That would be kind of like, it'll doom you. It'll be like, okay, let's restart. That's a frustrating one. But yeah, I like that. That's a nasty move, Ahmed. Joseph Forte, thank you so much for the subscription. Hey, did you make that enchanting system or is it a plugin? Dynamic Dudes, that is a Yanfly plugin. I know it's hard to believe, right? He's only got 200 of them now. Here we got another malleable enchantment, that's cool. Another unidentified item. We got some good stuff. We didn't get the best items from him, but we did get some stuff, which is good. It is the... I'll tell you right now. I forgot the name of it, which is understandable because there's so many of them. But in case you wanted to add it, it's a really cool plugin, and it's called... What is it called? I feel like it should be right there. I hear baby waking up.
She's going down for that.
Oh, she's going for a nappy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You would need the items core, I believe. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you need the item core, and you need the item upgrade slots. So it's an extension plugin for the item core. So to put that system in, you need the item core, and then the item upgrade slots plugin. And you can change the way it looks, and like it doesn't have to say +1, +2. You can make it say other things. And then you have to make the items for it too. But read the help file. It's not the hardest to use plugin, but it is a little work intensive because you have to make the items that will enchant it. So you make your weapons and armors enchantable, and then you can see right here I've made all these enchantments. So I've got the flaming enchant, and it's got these effects. So I'm using upgrade effects and some eval things. So for a flaming enchant, I'm using an evaluation item.traits.push. Now this part, you'll be like, I don't understand it. Code 31, data ID 2, value 1. How do I understand what that is? Well, there's a document that will help you understand it. I have a bookmark for it. If you are going to use this plugin, you're going to want this bookmark. So let me find that for you real quick. For those of you who are not needing it, I'm sorry. I'm just going to try to help this guy or girl. RPG Maker. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, I'm going to put a link in the chat. You're going to see it appear. And this is a Google Doc that goes over what to put inside of the eval for your enchantments. And once you look at this, you're going to go, oh, that's what the ID means. That's what the code means. That's what the value stands for. Okay, let's put it in the chat for you. Here is a really helpful doc. It's for the item upgrade slots plugin. Hopefully that helps you out. Alright, let's get this money. And I put a block in, so if you were to like let me use my repel potion and I'll show you. Create a repel potion. So if you go back to the front now, you shouldn't be able to leave, because if you would be able to leave at this point, it would kind of mess up the... It would mess with the storyline progression. So I made it so that you shouldn't be able to leave. We can't leave without getting the artifact. It's in the dragon's chest. And so yeah, you can't leave after you kill the dragon until you open the chest, even though I don't force the player to open the chest. Because I don't want the player... Once you do, you're out of this area. So I give the player a little bit of extra time to come back and get the ore if they needed to get the ore and whatnot. But once they open the chest, you obtain the elemental pistol, and it comes back around as a cutscene. 2 cutscenes, and then it teleports you, does another cutscene, teleports you, does another cutscene, and then it does other things, which you'll see, like it takes your party members. Dynamic Dude says, okay, thank you. I'm going to make a way to empower every single weapon and armor. I already have the empowered weapons and armors. I just needed a way to empower them. Sweet. Yeah, look at that document, Dynamic Dudes. It's going to be... Your world will open up when you see what you can do with one line, eval, golden space, this thing. There's a bunch of things you can do. You can add elements to damage. You can add states to the damage. You can resist elements, resist states, add parameter changes. It does quite a few things. Special parameters. Welcome back, Waffles. So this is in the newer areas. All these cutscenes we're seeing are new cutscenes from like this new big patch. I swear we're getting close to pushing an update and updating things. Like, as far as like letting you guys play the newest version and stuff. We're getting there. It's just has to be a significant chunk of things that are updated, and the next area, I mean, it requires a lot of balancing and number changing. So yeah, let's put this and optimize our equipments now that we've lost party members. Here is where we get our traveling merchant guy, and he will pop in, traveling salesman, and sell you all kinds of stuff. You know what he needs to do? He needs to not sell these lapidary arts 2 and 3, or 1 actually, because you know what? I'll leave those in. I just need to add a reason for them. $5 super chat from Waffles, just cuz, Hail Hydra. Thank you, Waffles. I want to add in the books right here for the other tiers of weapons, because the player will get unidentified ore, which they can identify at some points. Can this guy identify things? Does he let me identify things? No. He needs to identify things. Let's update this merchant. He needs to be able to identify things, 1. And he also needs to sell higher level books. In fact, why not put the higher level books for sale at the other place as well? The gem book trader. So right here, let's edit this. I don't remember where they were on the items list, but we'll find out. Here they are. So I've got up to adamantium. Let's add nebisite, weapons. Oh, we'll copy paste. It'll be faster. Copy paste this. Nebisite weapons, diosite weapons, copy paste, morphite weapons, copy paste, espergite weapons, copy paste, coral weapons, copy paste, aegisite. A lot of tiers, so it opens up the game for lots of future proofing, I suppose. So what I want to do is cut all of this stuff up to here, boom, and then so that all the weapons are listed there. Paste these in here, and then we'll do the same thing and we'll add the armors. Sites, copy, paste, diosite, copy, paste. I made these names up, by the way. They're all just made up names, completely fake and made up. Oops. Do the same thing here. Take all of this stuff up to the armors. Cut those and paste them after the armors. So that when we look at the list, it looks, you see all the weapons, you see the armors, you see the extra stuff. Precious metals. This is to smelt. This is to for smelting of the ores, but you're given that book for free. So it doesn't matter. I was going to change the price on it, but it doesn't matter. What I'm doing now is copying this from here, and I'm going to put that on the traveling salesman in the new maps. So when he goes buy books, we just paste this here. Oh wait, my bad. Let's do a shop processing. And then paste it in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. He's got that updated. Now, we wanted him to also identify things. So, we're going to reduce the cost of identifying things to equal the same as if you were using Crafter's tokens. So let's go back to Soakwater Pass map. No, not Soakwater. Clickgrove. Crafter's Exchange, yep. I'm going to go here and change the number of gold you need. You can pay with this or pay with that. We're going to say 500 gold because that's the same cost as 10 tokens. So we're reducing the cost of identifying items here. New member, welcome. Waffles, thank you so much for becoming a member. Now let's also make sure that it only reduces by that cost. So this is for the tokens, which cost 50 each. And then this is for the, we'll change the condition, so if gold is greater than or equal to 500, and then reduce gold by 500, and insert that system. And what I want to do now, this is a good thing to do for whenever you're going to have a system that multiple NPCs use across the board. You use a common event. So I'm going to take all of this stuff that's happening right here and copy it. And then I'm going to put it into a common event over here. And I'm going to call this item diviner. And then I'm going to paste it in here. And so exactly the same things are happening as if this, all of this code was in the event. If, as if this was in the event, if I do a call, if I call the common event. So now with this thing, I can delete all of this code. So I'm going to do that. And instead of that code there, I'm going to have a common event. I'm going to call a common event. That item diviner one. And that's it. But what this lets me do now is when I want to have that item diviner thing happen again, like I do over here on this snowy forest map, I can just call the common event and it does the same thing. Gonna go watch me talk about the Chrono Engine. Have a good day. You too, Waffles. Thanks again, man. Okay, so let's update this and populate it with another thing. Let's say the cancel will be on number 6. So not right now, will be number 6. Change this choice to 6. And right here, we're going to say identify items. And change what happens with 5 and 6. So go here. And then for 5, we will call a common event, the item diviner. So now this guy does everything that other NPC did. And I don't have to make this a huge event. I just call a common event. Really simple. And I don't think that'll update immediately. I think I have to maybe do a new save or maybe change maps. Yeah, let me try to change maps and see if changing maps causes that to update. I think now that I've interacted with the NPC, it's in memory, and it may not actually update because it's already stored in the RAM. I'm out of them, so my repel wore off. Now I'm going to be getting attacked by pretty hard creatures. Hey, just changing maps caused it to fix itself. So when we say identify items, nothing happens. Let me look at the code one more time. Where's my mouse? So when I say identify items, it's calling this common event, and if the party has an unidentified item, it'll do this stuff. And if they have unidentified or, it will say that. And if you say use gold, you don't have enough. You say craft sugar, you don't have enough. It should. I don't think it worked right. Control the variable unidentified roll to 0. Oh, okay, so that's. I don't think that event worked right. Something happened here. So I said identify items, common event item diviner. So I think I have an error here because something's still storing option 5 as goodbye. I would say not right now. Thanks for stopping by. But option 5, he's still returning. He's still returning option 5 as the cancel choice, which is not what I wanted. And I think that's just because of I already talked to him, changed it, and didn't even change the game. If I save and load, maybe it'll update, but maybe not. Maybe I have to do a new save game. So let's save the project. Let's save the game where we're at. Reload the test play executable. And see if the option 5 works as it's supposed to. See, now it works. It's just a matter of having the option 5 being stored as cancel choice in RAM. Bring your unidentified item or unidentified ore to me if you would like to see what they are. Would you like me to identify this item? You can pay with crafters tokens or money. Do we have tokens? We do. So it did the thing, and we got a ring of minor regeneration. Would you like to identify the ore? See, it loops here, because it went through 2 things. It didn't actually loop, it just went down. Let's use tokens. Well, we don't have tokens for that. So let's see, identify. So it only uses tokens for the ore? Why not use gold for that? It should have gold for that. Let's look at the common event and fix it. Let's change this to this. Cancelled would change to choice 3. Pay 500 G. To identify. So now what's happening is everything that I had in choice 2, which was cancel, has another option. So I'm going to copy everything that is going to be happening for this. I'm going to copy this. I won't need to control a variable here because I'm going to just change this to be gold. So when I say pay 500 gold, I'm going to not check the variable for that. I'm going to just go to gold and make sure that the party has greater than or equal to 500 gold. If they do, we're not going to take away tokens, we're going to remove gold. Change gold, decrease 500 gold. And then we're going to pick a random one, from 1 to 12 here, and then spit out what happens depending on what is rolled. The rest is the same. It's just the entry fee that's changed. When You say 500, make sure the party has 500, take the 500, and do the same thing as if they were paid with tokens. All of this stuff could stay the same. But if they don't have enough, you have to say you don't have enough gold, not crafters tokens. So we change this to say you don't have enough gold. Maybe I can even do an icon 834. Is that? I'm just guessing. I need to check that. 832. I'm glad it shows it now. That's cool. 824. What was it? Oh my gosh. 843. Let's not do that yet. I don't have enough gold. But I gotta remember what icon I'm using. Okay, so to find what icon I'm using, I'll go to the core engine, and then I go to gold icon 610. Okay, easy enough. Go here, go back to that event, go to the bottom, say you don't have enough / icon 610 gold. Now, of course, I'll have to do the same thing. I'll have to close the game and reload it because the option 2 is already loaded in the RAM as the in choice. But now, if I try to identify items, you want to use tokens, we'll use tokens. And then we got a life mini helmet. We got another ore. We want to pay 500. This is what we need to test. And it works. And we got Aegisite ore. Thanks for stopping by. And he also sells the books for Aegisite stuff now. Cool. Very nice, very nice. So that's up to date. See, that's a really, really high level one. You get enough of those. You need 6 of them to make an ingot, and 3 ingots to make something. So you would need 18 of those to make like an Aegisite sword or something. However, it's definitely worth... you'll get them from time to time anyway. It's worth paying the gold to identify. So 18 times 500 is 9,000, right? So 9,000 is definitely worth that. That sword is definitely worth 9,000. Or any piece of armor, or whatever you do with those 3 ingots, it's worth it. Why was that 0? Why did that do 0? Do they have a shield? I don't think they're supposed to have a shield. Oh, are they just immune to fire? They're not supposed to be immune to fire. Let me look at these ice bats real quick. I think there's something wrong with them. So many bugs. See why I can't just release it? Element absorb to? Where are they absorbing element to? Hold up. Types. So they're absorbing fire damage? I'm confused why I put that on there. Or if that's a bug. They're not supposed to ice bats aren't supposed to absorb fire? What is it even there for? Okay. Let me double check the other one as well. Because I have them as a captured creature. Yeah, they're not supposed to absorb fire. Why did I put that in there? They're supposed to take double damage from fire. They're immune to ice. Okay. I think we fixed it. That's the arena version, and then here's the other one. These are the non-scalable ones, but I don't even have them on here because I'm not using non-scalable anymore. That was when I was like, I don't know if I want to use the enemy levels plugin, but I decided that I'm going to. And then especially after Yanfly released the new map enemy levels extension plugin, I definitely want to continue using the levels plugin for this. This game is more crafting heavy than Dragon Quest IX? Nah, not really. Dragon Quest IX is crazy. Once again, they're already loaded, so I think they're going to absorb fire, fortunately. Even though I changed them in the database. Which is what they're normally supposed to die from. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to close this and reload it, because they're supposed to get burned, not take 0 from fire. That was a bug. Wait, did I forget to identify stuff? Let me identify. Yeah, let's do crafters tokens, ring of protection, let's use gold, and we got bronze ore. I think we were better off with the Aegis-site ore. Oh my god, we gotta save scrub, and get better stuff. That's the only bug with, not a bug, that's the only exploit that I really don't have a good fix for it without auto-saving, which I could just do an auto-save thing, which I might add. Like when you identify something, an auto-save happens, but then what file does it auto-save? And then do I have to restrict the number of save files? Because if it just auto-saves to one file, then you just have 2 saves and you just go right around it, and it's still an exploit. It doesn't really change anything. And so I don't want to restrict the player to only have one save spot. I let the player save anywhere, and like, yeah, they're going to probably save scrub some stuff. So, Ahmed says, I would like to have someone in my party transform into something else mid-combat or go Super Saiyan. Is it possible to change character skills in Portrait mid-combat? Yeah, I made a tutorial about this 3 years ago? 2.5 years ago. And Yanfly also made a tips and tricks tutorial on it. I think maybe it's a plugin, I don't know for sure. But yeah, you totally can. Absolutely. So it gets really hard right here. You should have plenty of items saved up. To, hold you over until you get the next party member. This is where the player will be dumping their physical items. I'm going to save my progress because, yeah, I'll take that bronze ore hit. No big deal. You know what I should do is make these enemies weak or strong against water, since like you're going to be using stuff to enchant your weapons with water when you fight the dragon, so that when you go to the next area, everything, it's element switches, and now the things that are enchanted with water, you might have to make new things. Like to get your advantage on that dragon fight, it makes it a little bit more difficult in this next area. Could do that. The monster arena! It was a monster arena! So let's see if this switch I put in works. Welcome to the assignment office. It's not much now, but it's blah 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 blah. Oh, I know why the switch isn't working for me this time, because I changed it in the initialization, but this is a game I loaded after the initialization, like starting a new game. So when you talk to her, until I design a new system, you won't be able to spend 100 tokens to get a new party member, because that system, which was using a plugin that is no longer compatible, it does, the whole system doesn't work. So I have to dump it and like start over with a new idea, like event the whole thing or script something. I don't know, but I don't know, or take it out. And right now it's looking at removing it. Full recover. Let's get an emblem for 100. This guy sells stuff. We can get like capture weapons. We're gonna need a capture sword. We're gonna need a capture gun, capture katana, and that'll be good. Let's spend our JP. HP is good. HP is good. I kind of want auto regain 5,000. I think I'll just get auto regain on Driftwood. I reduced the cost of those from 10 to 5,000, so they're more accessible, and increase their strength so they're more desirable. Let's just test that everything works hunky-dory. Use the token to enter the arena. Yes, welcome to the arena. In order to fight monsters here, you will have to capture creatures from around the world. Capturing a single monster will allow you to fight them here. Capturing more enemies will unlock harder and more customized creatures to battle. So right now, the only thing there are no mega bosses available, but I'm going to add some. Fight regular monsters. It starts off with these, so you can fight these guys. You can fight a sewer bat. And here we are with a leveled up sewer bat. And the goal, I guess, here, I'm going to reduce the experience that you get from them and the money you get from them, but I'm going to add a more variable arena tokens. So I have to figure out how to do that, but I'm going to be using map enemy levels plugin using a variable, so that the more of that creature you have captured, the higher the level it will be. So if you keep capturing more and more and more, you get more and more for it. And after you do that, you get 3 tokens, and you can do that. And then right here, you'll be able to spend those tokens to buy stuff. So I need to make more items to buy with the tokens to make it worth doing and using. And revamp the system a bit more. So it's not ready yet. Not quite ready yet. I have to AFK. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Saws. Let's test out the new cutscenes. Some more of the new cutscenes. So if we go to the old watchtower, there should be nothing here. There should be like an empty watchtower, no cutscenes, exactly, good. And then we go here, and we should get an auto run. Let me just make sure that this is up. Over here. I want this. Yes, yes. And then I want this on top of that, and then I want to see the chat at all times. Yes, yes. Is there a cap as to how much you can capture monsters for the arena? I need to implement that. Right now, it's just a variable that goes up and up and up. Maybe 100 per. You can only capture 100, so that it's level 100 creature. That makes the most sense. It would behoove us to look for some help in getting back home. What we really need is a ship. Perhaps the Duke of these lands would lend us one. As captain of the guard of the Coral Kingdom, might be best if I do the talking. Sounds like a great idea. Let's ask around. How about we start with the inn? My feet are killing me, and I could use a drink. So then we're auto running here, but if we just walk out, is that going to cause a problem? No, we can walk out. Did this trigger anything else? Hold on. I think I found a bug. Does this trigger this cutscene? No. Shouldn't? Okay. And maybe I have to do some sort of other switch. And am I allowed to enter here without doing the other thing? Here's the cutscene. So I'm wondering if I do these backwards. Oh, let's walk right through the table. And on top of things. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. I gotta change this move event. How so, though? Let's just make a move up to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove the movement by 4. And have the Duke walk down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 or 6. Okay, so let me adjust this cutscene. I could have swore I tested that, but apparently I did not. I did not. Okay, meeting hall. Oh, where's the auto run? So let's go in here and delete 4 of the move ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drifty. Do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Baldwin, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course the player. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But let's add a move event in here. So let's copy and paste this last one and change it so that it moves the Duke of Winterhall, and he moves down, 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 5. So these all should just happen while the text is going. Apply, okay, save this. Let's let's reload it and look at it again. Epic Mightyina, how you doing? What's up? Right, so we were here. That's fine. We can just go straight to Winterhall, and we may need to look at the event too, because the way I evented it, you were supposed to talk to. You're supposed to talk to the bard and get, or at least talk to the bard first. So you have the cutscene in here that plays. We're supposed to go into the inn. and then we're supposed to talk to the bard. But what if you don't? Does it break it? Are we able to essentially get farther without talking to the bard, like, or as far? Here's our cutscene, yada yada yada. Hey, I like that. What do you guys think? That looks better, huh? You see him moving down. He's wearing purple. You can tell he's the Duke. He's got his guards next to him. We walk up to the table, blah, blah, blah. We can handle it. Well, it's impossible to do a worse job than Frobo has. That lousy coward you see sitting over there. If he wasn't my cousin's grandson, I'd have his head. Well, perhaps he did better than the last team adventurers that you sent in, being that he's still alive and all. Oh, we don't talk out of turn. Let's cut to the chase. We need to see where the ship able to sail to the western continent. Is that something we could agree on, considering we're helping you with this issue? You would be helping yourselves by ridding this world of that foul, feral, phantasmal, frosted fiend. Even if I were to grant you a ship, you'd be stuck here nonetheless until the cold snap cursed upon this land is lifted. And we have a win-win situation here. We deal with the creature, and you grant us a ship for our troubles. We have an accord. Now be gone and deal with this. Thank you, your grace. We'll return shortly. And we walk out. And we could go back in if we wanted to. Wait, what? Oh, wait. That's not where we left from. Okay. I got another bug. The transfer event at the end takes us to the wrong spot. Transfer player to the big building right there. Right? I think so. I don't have to restart for that. I mean, it's just a simple bug. So it's supposed to take us back out right here, which I changed it to do. Ah, yes, the Duke's room was a ghost. Return to me once you've dealt with this matter, and you'll have what you asked for. See, the thing is, though, that's not coded yet. That's not put in the game yet. But it shouldn't be too hard. We just check if we've got the switch turned on, and then we set the starting location of the ship, transfer the player, and the player has... Oh, and yeah, we've got a little graphic bug going on here. Let's go ahead and fix that. So what do these look like? So Duke of WH request switch is on, is their trigger. And that's turned on right there. So let's take this, copy it, go to the bottom, and transfer the players. But before we transfer the players, paste this and control the switch Duke of Winterhold request cutscene off. But I need to test one more thing. If I was using that switch for something else, I might have a problem. For example, inside of the... Come on, where's it at? The Snow Forest, right here. Am I using that for any of these events? Entry to the Ice Temple. Any conditionals going on here? No, that was a simple one. Any of these happening? Breaks the seal. Breaks the seal. No, those are all good. So we don't have a problem with that. So we just have this event, turn off a switch. Fades out, turns off switch, transfer player. So when the player comes back, this will be gone. For right now, they'll still be on. It's a good thing I set them to through, just as a failsafe, so that you can walk through them. Right now, anyway. But otherwise, it won't matter. We fixed it. So there are stores here. There are inns here. I want to check to see if that messes up this cutscene. So say we we got the quest and we didn't realize that there's another party member we need, and we're like, okay, he wants us to go over to the snow forest and deal with that. Are we able to enter? We've got the king's request. I may need to add another condition. Or I already did that as a checks and balances. So if we go up here, this will either give us a cutscene or it won't. If it gives us the cutscene, then we're messed up. There's some force preventing us from entering the temple. Perhaps we can ask that bard if he has any idea how to get past. Exactly. That's what it's supposed to do. Okay, great. Nope, we're fine. You don't have to get the bard first. You can talk to the duke or get the bard first. Either or, it won't matter the order. And that's kind of the way I wanted it to go. So, cool. Let's go get the bard now and test this new cutscene up here. Could do something like that, Skepsis D, but with that seems like a lot of work the way you're thinking about it. You have to design 5 enemies. There's a much easier way to do this. All you have to do is use the new plugin from Yanfly, his most recent one, the Map Enemy Levels plugin, and use a map variable, which I'm going to make a tutorial on eventually, really soon. It'll be the next tutorial. And you control that variable in the cutscene, like, or not really cutscene. It's in the show choices, basically. It's like you've captured so many of these things using a show variable. We need to look for that bard. I have a feeling that having a guide for this area is going to help us immensely. He's probably somewhere secluded. Before we go looking, let's have an audience with the Duke of Winterhall. Ah, here's the bug. We already had an audience with the Winterhall. And the party walks out. And I forget a fade in. Like a true genius. That is a game breaker. Alright. That'll be fixed. And the cutscene is in Winterhall, which we don't actually need at this point now. Fade out, fade in, fade out. Let's just do a fade in. That fixes that. We don't need this whole last part. He's probably somewhere secluded. And then we'll just say, let's go looking. Oh, let's do a conditional to see if we've already, I got it. At this point, we'll make a conditional cutscene that it changes based on if we've seen the other cutscene or not. Why not do it like that? Because you can keep the work you put in. Because it works good if they go in this order, and you give the player the option to go whatever order you want. So at this point, I'm going to copy this, paste this dialogue, and this first one I'm going to say, let's go looking. Let's go looking. And there we go, let's go looking. And then the move event will be different, but where's the conditional going to come in? Right here. New conditional branch. And what are we gonna base this on? A switch if we've already got the kings. We need another switch. We would use this, but we turn it off when we leave. Okay, we're going to use this, but I'll switch it up. Duke of Winterhall request cutscene. I'll just make a new one. It's just, I don't have to fix something else. Branching CS. Branching Winterhall cutscene. Okay. So if the branching Winterhall cutscene is on, then we do that with an else branch. So if the switch has, if the branching is on, then we do a move event. Instead, they're going left. They move left, 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 left. 5 lefts. Cut all of this. Oh no. Hit OK. Reopen it. And then on the else branch, we put that here. I mean, it's going to do these things no matter what. But the weight will be less for here. It'll be 60 frames. And if they just all move, oh yeah, you can't see. So we're gonna do a move event. Where's the move event? Set event location. So if the branching, if this is on, yada, 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 that does that, otherwise it does that. So it would branch when we go to the meeting hall, and this cutscene happens. So we just turn on a switch. We just, right here, before the fade in, control switch, before the transfer, control another switch. Control the switch. Branching Winterhall cutscene is now on at this point. Easy. And for this, we add a new page, and if the branching Winterhall cutscene is on, it's blank. Because this will be on, so we don't need to worry about having that. Cutscenes, guys. A lifeblood. Alright, let's look at that real quick. Where did I save it last? Oh gosh. Okay. Let's save it right here. Okay. So we get our opening cutscene. And we're supposed to talk to this guy and go upstairs, talk to the other guy. But if we don't, we can still like have the game play out overall in order. It doesn't have to. You don't have to find the bard in your party, and you can still go through this cutscene. Yada yada. We walk out. We'll test the fix on the transfer event. Put us in the right spot. It lets us go back in there. Are those guys there? Nope, they're gone. He's back on his throne. Fixed and done. And then now we start this cutscene. Let's grab that. And if we start this cutscene, how does the second one look? And does it branch correctly? Because we know it works on if we do the bard thing first. And we could walk out and get the same thing. This won't make a difference. This just makes, once we talk to this guy, he'll appear he'll show up at the tower. Why they're facing right? I mean, we set a move event, set move event location, but and it's supposed to change their direction, but it's not changing the direction. It doesn't matter though. But I'd rather have our tourists facing left and Driftwood facing down at this point, and it should be doing that. It's not, so I'll just have to manually add that in. Not a big deal, but like when you do the move event, it should change your direction, see? So let's just do a move event before the fade in. So set movement route for Drifty, the event, and face down, or turn down. Okay, and copy this, paste it again for Arturus. He's going to turn left. Copy paste this. Oh, no waits. Just immediately do it. It only takes one frame, but we don't need to wait. They can all be facing the right way before the fade in. And this one is Old Wind, who is going to face right. Turn right. So now, even if the set event location doesn't change their facing direction like it's supposed to, I've manually said they should be facing this way. He's probably somewhere secluded. Let's go looking, and they go to the left instead to the right. Oh, I forgot about the transfer, because we've already seen that cutscene. Okay, so we got to take a look at this again. So all of this stuff, copy this, is for when they move right. But when they move left, we need to transfer them to outside of the town. Right here. Facing up, fade to white. And that's basically it. But we need to cut this from here and put this on at the end of this. Easy. Okay. Last test. Let's test it one last time. Guys, this is top secret information I'm about to drop on you. Dragon Lord says, okay, switched over to Twitch. Let's see if it plays nice. That's Skepsis. Wait, that's not the top secret information. So we've been messing around with cutscenes a lot in this last, few episodes. And that's going to be the theme of the next Game Jam. So the Game Jam is going to be announced later today, guys, and we're going to put a link. I'm going to make a video, a couple-minute video, giving you all the juicy details on the Game Jam. And T has put together an itch page, so look forward to that. But it's not up yet. It's because we're not posting it yet. We're going to post it at the same time as I post the video announcing the Game Jam. So all of the juicy details on the Game Jam are going to be there when I post the video. Watch the 2-minute, 3-minute video. Also, it'll tell you the rules, restrictions, and all the information on it. But yeah, it is time for my 4th Game Jam, guys. And the general theme is cutscenes. We'll talk more about it in the 2-minute video. I'm hoping it's 2 minutes, but it might be longer than that. We're gonna record that after this when we get a chance, as soon as baby falls asleep, and then we'll post the video and hit publish on the Game Jam, and all the rules will be in the video and stuff. So yeah, those of you who are sticking around to the end of the stream get a few minute to an hour even heads up. It's not like so you just can't really start, and you're going to be given plenty of time to submit your projects. It shouldn't take you that long. I don't want to give too much away, because that's the whole point of the other video. Hoziel says, well, maybe I'll be able to finish my game for this Game Jam of yours, unlike the first time. Did you try to make one for the action sequence? Was our last one? My first Game Jam was basically, you make a game project, and I had very little rules, very little restrictions, and people just sent me their projects, and I had some projects that were worked on for a long time, and some that were worked on in a couple hours, and so it was all over the place. It was very, very, it was crazy, and I played 40 people's projects, and we're talking 20, 30, 40, 50, an hour-long video, 20, 40, 50 minute to an hour-long video for each one of those games. And it's really where I got a lot of the content for my for my first impressions videos, right? And that was for a Game Jam. And then after that, I did a Game Jam for the IGMC. That wasn't the one that I hosted. That was me reviewing entries. So wait, this is my 3rd Game Jam then, because the IGMC, I was reviewing the entries, but I didn't host IGMC. So this is my 3rd one. I just remember IGMC because I did a lot of reviews on them, I think. And then I did the action sequence last year. Or was that the beginning of this year? I can't even remember anymore. So let's go looking. We go to the left, fades to white. We go to the world map. Oh, we forgot the transparency. I'm glad we checked that. We were so close. So let's copy this. So transparency. Oh, so we could just put this at the bottom. Paste. Transparency off. But then we also need to check on the meeting ground area to make sure that it's also turning it back on. Come on, where's it at? I'm rushing, and then therefore I don't see things. I just want to find it. Oh my god. Meeting hall. Event. Does it turn transparency on? It does. So we're all good on that. Guys, I have to end the stream right here. That should fix that entire branching cutscene that we did. So if you talk to the bard first, then they walk to the right and say we got to go talk to the Duke. If you walk out of the inn and then talk to the Duke and do that, and then you go to the bard, then the guy will do a walk to the left. So it's branching cutscenes. Stay tuned. We're going to put out a video with the instructions and rules and theme and all that stuff for the game jam, and hopefully you guys will participate and have fun. And yeah, I don't want to say too much. If you want to know more details and stuff, you could always join the Discord. Link is in the description below. If you'd like to support what I do, I have a Patreon. Please back me on Patreon. I really appreciate that monthly money. It helps me a lot. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream. Give this a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. And I have many more videos for you to enjoy, so you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Have a good day. Stay tuned for a video soon. If not today, then tomorrow, but it's most likely going to be in like an hour. Unless something comes up. You never know when you have a 3 to 4 month old. And other crazy stuff happening in your life. You are the reason I do RPG Maker. Aw, thanks, Dynamic. It's a good outlet. It's a good creative outlet. Take care, Dragon Lord. See you, ZL. Bye, Dr. Vile. Epic Mighty. And done.